there, this is Jennifer Clough. This is my very first video shot at home in my lovely cabin in the middle of nowhere. I wanted to go over for flute students how to correctly assemble a flute. And the reason why you have to correctly assemble the flute is because if you incorrectly do it, you can end up with expensive flute repairs that happen very slowly over time. So step one, make sure that the flute case is top up, because if you open it upside down, it bonks it when it falls out. So if you need to put a sticker on the top that says top because your flute case looks the same on both sides, that's a really good idea. Step two, when you pick up the parts, pick them up by the ends. I've seen students pick it up by the keys. No good, keys bend. So pick it up by the ends. Step three, when you hold it only from the smooth parts. Don't hold it tightly around the moving parts because they bend. And they bend in fractions of a millimeter, and it just takes about maybe 2 months of bending them just by a fraction when they'll suddenly start to leak, and you'll say, why is my flute leaking all the time? It's because of your hands pressing on the keys. So don't put your hands on the keys. As much as possible, put it on the smooth parts. So there's the middle section, and I've got my hand around the smooth part. Now I'm going to pick up my head joint, and the head joint goes into the middle section with a twisting motion. Now also don't put your hands over the mouthpiece because the mouthpiece can be bent up and it can wreck the soldering that's holding the mouthpiece on. So twist it into place, and I have markings on mine put on with magic marker so that I can see exactly where it goes every time. It's perfect. A440, I've got a line drawn on there, and I've got another line for if it's super cold or if it's super hot. But A440, I know where it is. I've tested it on the flute many times, and I've got my line there, so I'm set up there. Okay? Now, the foot joint. This is the hardest one to hold without touching the keys. So some people say, well, put your thumb down over the bottom two keys. Okay, to start it, and you put it on in a circular motion. Okay, and then once you've got it even a little bit on, and it's nice in circular motion, move your hand down to the very bottom where there are no keys so that you don't bend them, and twist it into place. Now if you do circular motion, the ends will stay round. If you put them on at an angle and kind of like, bend it every single time, this is going to go into like an oval shape, and then the repair person will charge you for straightening that out again. So put it on straight, twist it a little bit until you've got it, move your hand down to the smooth part, and there you go. Now, there are many diagrams of how to line this up. It all depends on your fingers. If you start with the ball in the middle of the bottom key, you're an approximate average place to line it up, okay? But it depends on the length of your fingers, and your teacher will help you with that. Some people move the ball closer to the body so that the pinky can reach to the B key or the C key, and that all depends on the length of your individual fingers. So start with it in the middle and then ask your teacher for help.
Here's the little ball that's on the foot joint lined up with the center of the lowest key. I've covered it with a red sticker so you can see it more clearly in this light. And here's where I actually position it because I have extremely long fingers. So that's where I have my lineup of the foot joint.
As far as the head joint alignment goes, some people start lining up the hole with the keys, okay? But other people find because of what shaped chin they have, that they'll have to align it differently. Like for example, I line the far edge up in the middle of the keys. But because I already have my markings on the back, I can easily line it up the same way every time. So once you've established a comfortable placement, you can have markings on the back that tell you how. Okay, so there you go, there's your flute. When you take it apart, do it the same way. Don't touch any of the keys, use a twisting motion, put it in the case. Don't touch any of the keys, your hand is on the barrel, use a twisting motion so everything stays round. Okay, and put it in the case. And the safest place when you're not playing your flute for the flute to go is in the case. Don't leave it on a table or a bed or a chair where someone could knock it down. Okay, so that's my information for today. I hope that helped.